What's up, guys? Coming to you with a breakdown for Karine Silva versus Ariane Lipski. So right now, Ariane Lipski is a minus 120 favorite. The comeback on Karine Silva is plus 100 on DraftKings. And guys, I already have made a 1.25 unit bet on Karine Silva. I managed to nab her like a week ago at plus 115. I really like her here. I don't really think she should be the underdog, and I don't think that this line will close as the underdog. I think people are going to really be struggling to find value on this card, and I think a girl who's a Brazilian, who's up and coming, who has a series of fast submissions against talented competition, I think she's going to be a popular pick in the betting community. So I didn't think that line was going to stay there. I went ahead and bet it. And I do like her in this matchup against Ariane Lipski. I understand why Lipski's the favorite here, but I do think it's a bit of recency bias because she upset Casey O'Neill and she is on a bit of a streak right now. The thing with Lipski is she's always been a very up and down fighter, and if she's on like a 3-fight win streak, especially coming off of a big upset like that, there's no way her uptrend is going to continue like that. She's too unreliable, and Karine Silva has been looking really good lately. She had a bit of a rocky start to her career, but like some of these other Brazilian girls, like for example Nicolau Silva comes to mind, she's really been making strides lately, really seems to have found a groove, and she's extremely talented with the jiu-jitsu, and she's not much of a striker, but she has very good in-out movement. She's very light on her feet, and man, she's mean, dude. She fights mean. She subs girls in mean ways. So I kind of like her here. I just think she's a little bit tougher, a little more game than Ariane Lipski. And I don't count a lot of Ariane Lipski's wins. For example, her win against Luana Carolina, which is kind of her trademark win where she bent her knee back. I don't really count that super well because Lipski really doesn't have a lot on the feet. Her game is quite one-dimensional. She kind of like gets people against the cage, hip tosses them, throws them down, tries to control them. If you're ground deficient, she can sub you, but that's not Karine Silva. She's an incredibly talented jiu-jitsu girl, so she's not going to be under threat of submission there. I mean, she could be, but she's probably the more talented jiu-jitsu player between the two of them. And Ariane Lipski, you got to think about how she's going to fight this fight. She's going to go forward. She's going to try to strike. She has slightly better striking, but she's going to be drawn in very, very easily to Karine Silva. And Lipski is also not afraid to go to the ground. That's the problem about this fight, is that the way Lipski fights, inevitably this fight is going to go to the ground, because if it doesn't, she has to finish Karine on the feet, and Karine is quite elusive on the feet. If she can't finish her on the feet, then what Lipski has been doing in every other fight is pushing her opponent against the cage, hip tossing them, getting them down. She is not going to have the technical awareness to not do that. What she's going to do is, if Karine Silva can't get this down somehow, Lipski's going to get it down for her. I think that Lipski is going to make mistakes in this fight. That's how I see this fight playing out. And I think Karine Silva, if it does go to the ground, is going to sub her. So I don't think she should be the dog here, and I don't think she'll close as the dog. So we went ahead and we made the bet. 1.25 units, guys. Karine Silva is going to be the pick. Keep it locked in. More picks coming later this week.